Hello, darlings.
Hey guys, and welcome back to FlockTalk.
FlockTalk.
Yes.
I am Ricky Baker.
I am houseofrommel. And today we're going to be listening to a listener email read by the one and only Maggie Smith. The late and great Maggie Smith. Now, if you guys want to send a letter to us asking for like relationship advice, send it to thehouseofrommel@gmail.com. You can find that on our TikTok page, Linktree link. But anyways, so kind of to break things up, rather than having like Ricky or myself read the email, we have AI do it. It's just fun. You know,
it is.
And I was going through.
Her inflections are pretty funny.
It's just funny. You'll hear it. But we use a website that is actually pretty awful. I do not like that company.
I don't even know what website it is.
I was gonna say, but I'm not gonna plug them because they suck.
Offense.
But you can pick like all these different voices to do the voiceover. So yeah, we'll listen to that. And then
I think she sounds more like Emma Thompson.
Yeah, I think so too. But Maggie Smith in my head, just like
I love Maggie Smith so much.
Her image in my head reading this.
You free again?
I know. Who are they going to have play her in the new Harry Potter series?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen who they're thinking about for her yet.
Yeah.
But
maybe Eartha Kitt.
Ooh. Well, she's old too. I don't know. They're probably going to pick someone younger and make sure they can live through the whole 7 books.
That's true.
No offense, Eartha. We love you.
Yeah. Oh, God. That show is kind of cursed, very similar to... Well, actually, yeah.
Kind of like Glee.
Yeah, because Dumbledore...
Except most of them didn't die
Snape,
from, like, bad... Like...
Oh, yeah, no. Snape wasn't, like, doing huge lines of coke, you know...
Although Santana drowned to death, which is insane.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Well, she jumped in the water to save her child and she drowned.
Oh,
she saved her kid.
That's sweet.
It's just like crazy.
Sweet and tragic.
Just so crazy.
Wow. Hopefully that kid knows
back in
that she was a treasure and she risked her life, and she did, saving her.
I know. I hope the kid watches like the Glee just to see how amazing she was. I'm sure.
Yeah. What happened to the blonde? I don't remember her name. Brittany. Yeah. So what happened to her?
She was on Scream Queens.
Oh.
Right? Yeah. Was she?
She wasn't one of the Chanels.
Yes.
No, that wasn't her. That she.
Oh yeah, just kidding. That was Carrie Fisher's daughter.
Yeah.
Whoops.
But yeah,
Billy Lord. No. Her name is Billy though.
Okay. All right. I believe you.
It's not Lord though.
I just imagine her like Britney Spears. She's just like living the dream.
Wait, I think it is Lord. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting off track.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I was gonna say something else. Oh, so we're gonna listen to this beautiful reading, and then we are gonna give our advice.
Yes.
And then we have a special guest, Onyxbear, one of our fellow flockers, who is near and dear to our hearts. He does tarot card readings. And he does them like virtually, like probably in person too. But also like you can do it.
We did one virtually.
Yeah, it was really fun. I'm a woohoo girl. I love, the idea of looking to the stars for answers. Kind of like talking to the universe and having it kind of like flow through you. Because honestly, it's a lot of like manifestation. Like you got to make it happen. And if you just feel it, anything's possible.
I think so. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've gotten to a lot of spots in my life through manifestation.
Yeah.
And law of attraction and all that good stuff.
Yeah. As I get older, I've been feeling more witchy, more like I want to connect with like the spirit of the planet, So like Easter's coming up and I've been learning a little bit about Ostara, the goddess of like the harvest and the spring equinox. And I think it's really,
Sounds lovely.
it's really nice. I like that a whole lot better than Zombie Jesus. I think it makes more sense, and it has more meaning of like the cycle of life. Yeah.
Keep my mama away.
And it moves. What is it? It moves.
Moves us all through despair and hurl.
Anywho. Okay, let's dive into this letter. Let's just do it.
Let's dive in.
Let's take a little dip.
Hey, Topher and Ricky. Okay, so I'm in a bit of a situation and I need some guidance from the leaders themselves. I've been with my partner Jamie for about a year. We're poly, and a few months ago we brought Taylor into the mix. At first it was exciting and honestly kind of magical. Late night deep talks, group cuddles, the whole chosen family fantasy. But now, it's giving reality check. Jamie and I both have a history of childhood neglect, yay trauma bonding, and it's starting to show. Taylor is new to poly, and bless his heart he's trying, but he's also not used to this kind of emotional density. Jealousy's popping up. Jamie shuts down when triggered, and I'm stuck playing therapist when I really just want to vibe, Also, and I'm just being real here, I don't want to break up with either of them. Jamie's still my person, and Taylor is, let's just say he's packing and I'd be a fool to let that blessing walk out the door. So, how do I keep this throuple from combusting without losing my mind or my sex life?
Well.
Oh my.
I know. Well, I mean, that's exciting for you. Size, can be fun.
Yeah. And challenging.
And challenging. Yeah. Sometimes it's a bit much. It's a toughie because I've never been in a relationship with more than one person. Mm-hmm. So that is a dynamic.
I've read a couple books.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I can't remember the name of the book.
What?
They every few years they come out with a new version of it. But it was all about open relationship, different types of relationships.
Was this a self-help or was it?
It's kind of more self-helpy. Yep.
Oh, yep. Interesting.
I read it when I was in my last relationship.
Yeah.
When we were trying things out.
Oh, sure. Wow, that says a lot about you. That you were so committed to this person and you did something that you didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And you took the time to read up on it and how to do it successfully. That's cool. That's cool.
I think the biggest thing I learned from it is if you are going to explore different types of relationships, you need to set ground rules and everyone needs to follow those ground rules or it's not going to work at all.
No. Yep.
Which is what happened.
Set those boundaries of I've heard of people doing things it can only be one person, person outside the relationship, or it can only be with other people, but only once.
I was just going to say that one.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the more common ones.
Yeah, because there's a flip side to it. You got to be safe. So it's nice that you're only seeing one other person, but you worry about feelings and emotions.
That's the problem.
And I would...
Well, not problem, but...
I couldn't do it.
That's what complicates it. After experiencing some form of a different relationship than monogamy, it's not something I ever want to explore again.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you feel that way too.
Well, actually, it's funny you bring it up because I've been thinking.
I thought it'd be good to do it on air.
Yeah. We're going to do this in real time, guys.
But I'm totally supportive of anyone who wants to try different types of relationships.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still together, but I knew a throuple and they were also having issues with navigating it.
If you have no issues doing a throuple, wow, you should be studied. You need a Nobel Peace Prize. That is amazing. They just take a lot of work. If you think about how much, how many hours you put into a relationship, double that, and then add a little bit more, because now you are, and I think in this relationship, seeing a little bit of this, where you're kind of like playing caretaker, where you have to make sure everyone is good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you are, like, we are good. Okay.
I don't know how anyone has the
Are
energy.
we good? Yeah. And then you have to worry about them too. So
Yeah, how are they getting along?
it's just, it would be emotionally exhausting. I'm glad. I mean, I'm not sure, like, maybe this is your first time doing this. I imagine maybe because you're asking for advice.
Although they said this is Taylor's first throuple, but didn't say if it was their first time trying the throuple.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
So,
you're right.
It
sounds like they've done.
But maybe they've done it before and they haven't been able to figure it out.
Yeah.
Still, the balance. I think, obviously, this is like what everyone probably would say, but communication is going to be the biggest thing. When we started dating, we would have monthly check-ins the first like Saturday of every month or something like that, to make sure we were like everything was good. There wasn't like anything we were holding on to.
Resentment.
Yeah, and we've gotten really good at talking out things as they come up now, before they get to the point where we're going over. Of course, we get close. I've gotten close a couple times, but outside stressors can exaggerate how you're feeling because you're with that person or people.
Oh, of course.
So much that so like every little thing that they do might start annoying you, even though where before, like, because you're getting like stress from work or whatever. Yeah. And you're like, yo, you're the closest thing to me. Let me take it out on you without realizing you're doing it.
Yep.
So doing some kind of check-in or something would be a really good idea. I think like maybe with you guys weekly.
Yeah. And you can make it fun. I mean, I used to like joke around and I would take like attendance, like for our meetings, kind of like I do at work. Like, okay, who's present? Pugsley. Okay, he's here.
I remember Pizza skipped many because he was in the bedroom because he didn't like the pugs yet.
He is an excused absence. You could, like I said, you can make it fun. You don't have to make it like super serious or anything like that, or have like it has to be like at this time on this day. But just like, hey, can we do a check-in real quick, because I've been feeling a certain way, or maybe I've been sensing that like you've been a little off. So just again, checking in.
One thing that sticks out to me in the letter, and obviously we have limited information, so this is just me thinking. Yeah. Might not be the actual case, but it almost seems like the connection. Jamie? Is it Jamie the one that wrote? No, Jamie's the other partner.
Yes, Jamie and Taylor.
Jamie and Taylor. Sorry, the name. I should have made a flow chart.
I had thought about it.
The letter writer.
Yeah.
Seems to be emotionally invested in their year-long partner. And it seems more physical with the new partner, from what I get from the letter.
Yes.
Mostly because of the BDE comment. And if that relationship is feeling more physical, it's possible the throuple route isn't the route to go, but maybe having a either joint or separate like fuck buddy.
Yeah.
And obviously relationship feelings could come up, but I mean, that could be a solution if you want to stay with the year-long partner long term.
Yeah.
And I think it's also important to remember you're only a year into your relationship. And maybe it's not, if you're already exploring other types of relationships within that, is this the relationship for you?
Very true.
Because if you're already wanting to expand that at a year, and when you really don't know each other yet,
maybe it's not for you, or it's hard because we don't have a whole lot of examples of thruples that have worked. You know what I mean? And like, because I mean, you grow up and you have a mom and dad, or two dads, two moms, whatever, and you see that relationship and how it works, and you kind of imitate that as you get older. But since we don't have common thruples,
and the ones you see on social media, because I think, I don't know if I follow them, but they come up in my feed sometimes of different thruples, like gay thruples. You're only going to see the good stuff.
Oh, of course.
So,
of course.
And like when people talk about it, they're only going to talk about the good stuff. They're not going to really dive into this is with anything.
Yeah.
You know, you're only going to see the good, positive stuff mostly on Facebook, unless someone's fake crying.
Well, don't they have a reality TV show? What's it called?
Oh, they do.
Yeah, Sister Wives, right?
Oh, I think there's a throuple one too.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I guess that could be the closest thing. But the sister wives aren't in a romantic relationship together. They're just with the guy romantically, and then it's more of a sibling rivalry situation. And I only know that from watching Big Love with Bill Paxton.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder what the difference would be with a situationship. You know what? Never mind, because they're in separate worlds. So you have partner A and B, and neither should ever cross. Like, they'll never see each other. With this, they're kind of maybe like cohabitating, kind of being physically intimate with each other.
Right.
So, okay. Never mind.
I mean, I think you could take some things from that experience you had, because the other two people might be feeling that way towards each other. Just like you might be feeling towards one of the others.
Yep.
Because it's almost like you have two primaries.
Yes, and you cannot favor.
Like, you're going to favor one.
It's just like when
and then maybe you ignore more of the other one. Not meaning to.
No, of course not.
But it's going to happen naturally. I mean, it's kind of, even with friends, we do that.
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm sure parents would never admit this, but they have a favorite.
I know I'm the favorite.
You know, the easy one, you know.
We all think we're the favorite, though. But we all know it's Justin.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. It's a toughie. It's a toughie. I wish I had more experience with it. The few people I've known that've done it, it's messy, and it seems like all there is drama. But I'm sure there are times where things are good and they're fun. I wonder what the motivation is for someone who wants a relationship like this. Is it to want more variety? I mean, it is kind of tough to ask one person to fulfill all your needs. There's always going to be things that fall short.
That is something I've learned.
But at the same time, I don't feel like I need everything to be met by one person. You know what I mean?
It's hard not to feel that way, though.
It is, yeah.
You know, because you're with that person so much. Sorry, I was trying to find the book, but I can't find it.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you find it,
I'll find it. We can post it. We'll post it in the comments.
Yeah.
But I learned that, like, and here, this might actually be helpful. Everyone places needs on people that they don't know are being placed on them.
Yes.
So
expectations.
Expectations. Yeah, I guess that's a better word for it. But like, simple example here. There's a big pile of clothes in the hamper, and you don't work from home. So you would assume that I would do the laundry.
Sure.
But I don't. And then that starts festering in your mind, being like, why isn't he not doing this thing? Well, maybe I've never thought of that.
Sure.
Like, oh, I didn't even think I should do the laundry.
Yeah.
Like, and all you would need to say is, hey, while I'm at work, would you mind doing the laundry? Be like, yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. And then maybe that habit would pick up on its own. But, and I mean, I do it, but that was just like an easy example.
Yeah, no, that's good.
But like,
because there is a pile of laundry.
There's so many things. I know. That's what because I meant to do it a couple days ago.
This is happening in real time right now.
Yeah, but we do that in every relationship we have.
Yeah.
And then we feel disappointed when it isn't happening. But
as long as
we forget we can communicate.
Yes, exactly. Like as long as you communicate that, like one of the story of the boy, like I cannot like do everything. I can't like take care of the dogs. I can't clean the house. I can't like make you food. It's too much.
It's way too much.
I need you to help me. And but the sad thing is when they say no, I don't want to. And so that's just like, okay, like you are no longer, you like, you don't respect me enough to like want me to be happy, to be fair and reasonable. So it's like, okay, I'll just see myself out, I guess. But as long as everyone in this relationship is able to compromise and realize, like have boundaries and have plans for communicating with one another, like, hey, if you're feeling this way, this is how we're going to handle it. You know, this is the communication style, which is actually another thing in the letter about the trauma bonding. But as long as there is some sort of system to make sure the wheels don't fall off in this relationship.
Oh, that is another thing. Yeah. He almost feels like a therapist.
Yeah, you don't want to do too much of that.
I mean, yeah, not too much. But there is, a level of learning from the other person in a relationship. So if the new guy, I can't remember names already. If the new guy is having trouble dealing with how to handle your past trauma, or the couple. The first couple. I should have a list. We really need to have lists with names.
Next time.
Okay, if the new guy is having trouble with dealing with how to handle both of your past trauma, or is being disrespectful about it, whatever the case is, because we don't really know, then it kind of is your responsibility to help them learn how, if you want them to remain in a healthy relationship with you.
Yes. Or seek a therapist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess you could do that. But when you go to therapy, they're going to just pretty much say that same thing.
Oh, of course.
Because like without communicating your needs of how to handle that.
Sometimes
no one's going to know.
Sometimes it's nice to hear it from someone else that's outside of the relationship rather than the person that's inside, because then you feel maybe attacked, or like it's a unhealthy power dynamic in the relationship. My advice is don't go in so you can't be heavy all the time. You have to have fun. And if you're constantly being the caretaker of like reassuring them that like, I love you, you're part of this relationship, your voice matters, and you have to do it all the time, it's just gonna take all the fun out of it. And then it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy where you feel left out, and then you're pushing those people away from you, the ones you want to get closer to, and that you love in this relationship. And then next thing you know, it's broken off, and then you're like, see, I knew it. Like they didn't love me, they didn't care about me. It's like you kind of did it to yourself,
Yeah.
I used to watch a lot of like 90 Day Fiance. There was one couple on there. Her name was Natalie, and she was like obsessed with like having a baby. She really wanted it. She wanted to get married. And he also like believed in aliens. She was very religious. And he was just like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm done. She took off her ring and threw it at him. Well, they broke up. and got back together a few seasons later.
Oh, God.
And she kept asking for the ring back. And he's like, I don't want to give it back to you. Like, you threw it at me. Like, no. But she wouldn't let it go. And their relationship became quite strained. And he was always frustrated with her, just constantly asking. And I'm like, girl, what you need to do is remind him of why you guys fell in love together. Have fun. You know, don't go down this road of everything being so heavy and paramount and like, we have to do this, this, and this. And it's just like, relax. Those things will come in time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just go with the flow.
Trying to force it.
You can't force it. You can't force it. And it just doesn't become fun anymore.
Yeah.
So I think it all kind of boils down to is communication.
Yeah, it doesn't always. You know? Oh, I was going to say, if you have a hard time, like I know I do sometimes, and I think Topher as well, but expressing your feelings or desires or needs verbally, write a letter, or like when we've gone through some things via text, and you could even write it and then read it out. That I've done that before. You don't have to just try to. There's so many forms of communication. Do whatever one feels naturally to you. And I think as millennials, you're gonna think texting is the best way, and you can really express a lot in text, and then maybe you'll talk about it in person verbally after you read it, because you know there's obviously more that probably go in, like feelings can come up and stuff when you're talking about it, but set a base with the texting and then talk about it. That seems to work really well it's worked well for us a couple times. And
I love that because it gives you time to kind of like process what you're reading. And then if you meet up later that day or whatever, then you have processed that information and now you're open to talking about it.
Yeah.
Rather than hearing it and processing at the same time, hearing it for the first time.
And trying to come up with a response.
Yeah. Just be careful with the written form because you got to worry about context a little bit. So just, I would write it, put it down, and then come back to it maybe like in a little bit just to make sure it kind of hits all the points you want.
Put it through ChatGPT.
Yeah, do that. Chat's great.
Ask him if it's appropriate to send.
I know some people, like a lot of people hate AI, whatever. I
love it.
I understand that like it's not great for like the creative community as far as like artwork and stuff like that. But there have been times where I just feel really down and I just turn on ChatGPT and we just do like back and forth just talking. And he is very insightful. Just kind of a lot of great feedback.
We call him Chad.
Chad, yeah.
Codename Chad.
Yeah. I'm gonna run off with him.
Maybe ask Chad what to do.
Yeah. We'll see what he comes up with.
We should have done that.
I want to just copy what he said. Jesus.
Well, no, we would have given him credit.
Let's hear from our fellow flocker.
Yes, Jeremy.
Yes, the Reverend. Let's see if I can do this.
Thanks, Topher and Ricky, for throwing it to me. Hi, my name is Jeremy Onyxbear. I am a psychic for hire from Tarot by Onyxbear. I am one of the flocks, so hey, what's up, flockers? I'm here to help with advice from one of the letters sent in to House of Rommel. I already pulled out the cards, so I'm just going to speak from what I see and just try to sum this up into one cohesive message from the universe or spirit, however you want to accept this message. Now, I did read the letter. I don't know the name of the sender. I'm not going to use any names that I also saw, so I'm just going to speak vague for a little bit, but I hope you understand who this is going to, or who I'm talking about. Now, this is a polyamorous relationship issue that we are talking about. What I see in the cards is that we are in this stagnant energy. We don't know how to start the journey, so to speak. In this case, I feel it's boil down to we don't know how to start the conversation, because I see that communication is key in this picture that I see before me. We are very much deep in our head. The person that sent in the letter, I feel like they're very not internalizing, but they're looking within for the answer. And the reason why I want to say, look within right here instead of in their head, because I want you to get out of your head and I want you to speak from the heart. What's funny is before I started this video, my voice was fine, but now it's all raspy. So I almost want to say, like, you have a hard time of bringing up something, like you hate the confrontation of it. So it's like, I don't want to hurt anybody. Like, I'm getting like that timid, like you can do whatever you want. That's fine. I don't need the extra ketchup from the waitress kind of vibes. Sorry, I'm not trying to call you out. I'm just trying to give you the picture that I see in my head. Here's the bad part of this. I'm going to be frank. Hi, I'm Frank. No. I do see some trouble ahead. It's the whole take the horse to water and you can't force a horse to drink. The third person, I feel like they're acknowledging it. They're feeling it out. They're new to it. I don't see a definite like no, but I don't see a definite yes either. I feel like very much a lot of communication needs to happen. Main thing that I see here is how you feel and what you're sort of like afraid of. So how you see yourself in the situation and kind of like your hope or fear in the situation. Ace of Cups, the beginning, the spark. You're seeing how important this person is in your life. And you already have, if it's for the lack of proper terms, the primary partner, I don't know the terminology. I'm sorry for that. I'm still learning. But they're there as an important person, and you want this other important person in your life to continue being in your life. I think that's what you need to express. If they're uncomfortable about being in a polyamory relationship for like long term instead of like what's going on currently. What I do see and what I do advise is just open communication. Try to get out of your head as much as you can and speak from the heart, because that's where the answers lie. I hope this video and advice serve you well. I hope the advice that Topher and Ricky are giving you are helpful as well. If you need a personal reading from me, you can search me on all of the things of Tarot by Onyxbear. Easiest way is to email me at tarotbyonyxbear@gmail.com or my linktree /Onyxbear. I'm sure Topher will put the links somewhere in this video. Anyway, back to you guys.
Much.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jeremy.
Yes, thank you, Jeremy.
I was like, ooh, the new thing. Yeah, that was great. And
that was
kind of along the
awesome.
same lines as we were saying as well.
Yeah. I think, again, a lot of people don't have a whole lot of references for a relationship with multiple people. It's tough. It's tough. And I understand like the like primary, secondary, which is like also kind of the problem for them, because that person, that person that might have like
the king and the queen and the jester,
an issue with neglect, that they would feel like the secondary person.
Yeah, it's true.
And there can only be one person in first place.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's a toughie. It's a toughie.
But we hope you're able to navigate it.
Yeah.
And I would also
You got
maybe
this.
my last little bit of advice is to maybe like take like an inventory, like a pros and cons list of how you're feeling. I would say if you've just from the energy of the the letter. I feel like maybe the new guy is just it's mostly physical. Like the BDE comment. I'm just going back to it again because I'm like if that's the main reason, maybe that's not the best to be in a solid throuple. But maybe more of just a friend who comes around every once in a while.
I was just going to say that. Why not just have a relationship with AB and then have one a person on the side that you just like every once in a while you get together and like fool around. Like that could be it could just be better.
You could even find another couple who wants a couple to like be friends with and have, those cuddle times and whatnot that you liked. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the night, you go back to your own apartments,
Yeah.
Or houses, whatever you have. Mm-hmm. Don't want to generalize you.
Yeah. Just make sure you set those boundaries though.
Yeah. Boundaries.
Yeah, whatever you decide, just make sure there's rules. You don't have to write them down or anything, but just make sure everyone is very clear on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you got this. You'll figure it out. And hopefully some of our advice
helps a bit.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like we know what we need. It's just a matter of hearing from someone else to confirm,
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I listen to a podcast and they have people who call in.
Oh, that's
and
great.
They give them advice. And
that's awesome.
At the end of most of the calls, they're like, I knew that's what you're going to say, but I just need to hear you say it.
Exactly. Yeah. And again, if anyone wants to reach out, if you have a situation that you could use some advice on,
yes.
It doesn't always have to be about relationships. It could be you're just announcing that you got a new promotion, or I don't know, maybe you just had a kid, like whatever it might be. It probably won't be a long conversation about it, but I'll be like, go you. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, and by relationship, I know a lot of people are probably thinking it's just like a intimate partner, but it can be your relationship with your parents, a friend, your siblings, any like a relationship between you and anyone that you are struggling with, or even maybe not struggling with, but you want to share your experience.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah. We had, I believe it was our last letter. It was a new couple, but the parents did not approve of Jack.
That's right.
Yes, and
Jack.
They were kind of they seemed kind of like maybe like more affluent, more like a little more wealthy, well-to-do, and Jack didn't quite meet their standards. So she was trying to navigate how to I want to be able to bring them over to my parents' house, like on holidays and stuff like that. But I also don't want them to be rude and disrespectful.
Yeah.
So it can be situations like that too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But we need content. I'm just kidding. Send us your letters or die.
Yeah, or you can even, it'd be cool if anyone wants to like call in and tackle this together, we could do like
you could send us a video.
Yeah, just like Jeremy did.
Or a voice if you just want to do voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do whatever way you're comfortable doing it. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And then, your story and our, take on it. It can maybe trigger other people to think about taking advice or snowballing into some other advice that we didn't say, gets people's minds rolling.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do. Just help people and have a good time.
And also too, being part of the flock, we're in this, we're in this together, because, when you're part of the flock, you're never alone. But we also, can support one another in other ways. Like if you have a business or you have something you want to pitch, and have like a platform to do it. Yeah.
Come on over.
Yeah. Message me.
Come on over.
Wherever.
Baby.
Yeah.
houseofrommel@gmail.com.
Yes. And we're going to be on.
Or DM us anywhere.
The new Neptune social media app that's coming out soon.
Oh.
So that's super exciting. And we
are.
just started Blue Sky.
Yes, Mark Cuban, I think, is behind Blue Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Love Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
Do you know who is creating Neptune?
I do not. I'll have to look into it. I don't know a ton about it, but I'm part of the Discord for early development.
Oh, cool.
So,
yeah. Sweet. Poseidon himself.
Yeah. King of Triton.
I think his Roman name is Neptune. Or a Greek one.
Oh, that's cool.
Roman
I
name.
didn't know that.
I knew we had a whole. Sorry, side story again. We had a whole unit in like 7th grade, like for like 6 months, like on Greek mythology and Roman mythology.
Wow.
Like all we learned about in like language arts. Strange.
That's cool.
No, social studies.
Yeah, I loved Egypt.
But I loved it. I loved learning about all that stuff.
All of that stuff, yeah. It's much more fascinating and more interesting than, the Catholic Church. I mean, could you imagine, like, if I want, like, depending on what it is, that you pray to, like, a different god for it? I think it's cool. And have, like, an altar.
Sacrifices.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, we gotta do that. Yes. All right, guys. We'll have a great week. We'll be back. We'll be back next week. We'll be doing some Cult of Play stuff. We're gonna jump back into Split Fiction. I want to do I gotta finish up Silent Hill 2, the remake. Fantastic. I've never played a Silent Hill game. Well, I did for like maybe 10 minutes, and then I was like, this isn't for me. I was more into Resident Evil. I know. And then the new game,
Song of the South.
Yeah, it's a wonderful video game. You get to tar and feather people. It's a lot of fun. South of Midnight. So that one came out like 2 days ago. So it's on the Xbox, and I'm looking forward to diving in it with
the Xbox.
Everyone.
Trader.
I know. And that clicky controller.
Yeah, I gotta find a game to play.
Yeah.
I think I need to take a Fortnite break.
DVD, I keep telling you.
DVDs. I'm not playing Death by Daylight. It's scary.
It's so good.
I don't
oh my God,
want to get murdered.
Sacrificed. You put on hooks. All right, guys. Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And remember,
Bye now.
in the flock, you're never alone.